Good morning.
Morning.
Morning. Morning.
Hope everybody's doing well this Friday morning, getting ready for a nice weekend. And spring is upon us. Yeah. For those of you that may not have met me yet, I'll go ahead and introduce myself and my associate. My name is Frank Fuller. I'm a senior certified commercial specialist in specifications and development guru for weatherization partners. We are a distributor in the Southwest for DuPont Tyvek. You'll hear a little bit more about DuPont and Tyvek in just a few minutes. I'd like to introduce also my associate, Mark Hartness. He's also a senior certified specialist. When we say senior, that doesn't mean our age. That means we've gone through extensive training and classroom online tests and all that good stuff. So we've spent quite a few hours continuing our education. But all that being said is we can still learn new things every day. Mr. Hartness is in the north and west Texas area.
I've kind of changed a little bit. I used to just be in, we used to split Dallas-Fort Worth kind of north and south, and now we've changed things up a little bit, so I'm covering Fort Worth all the way out to West Texas now. So a little change, but we're adding another guy here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, so expanding a little bit.
So we're here this morning to conduct certified installer training or commercial certified installer training. Now, some of you may have been through the fluid applied installer training, and that's a little bit different product. And so, we want to make sure that you guys are up to speed on the traditional Tyvek building wraps as well. So that's what we're going to focus on today. If I turn this on. This is our agenda. I want to thank Mike, first of all, for arranging this and letting us come here and spend some time. We have donuts right now, and later on, about 11:45 or so, they're going to be bringing lunch. It's Red Hot Blues Barbecue. I tried to get Jason's deli, but I'm sorry, it just didn't work. So the agenda is I'm going to speak just a little bit about what the Commercial Certified Installer Program is. We'll give you a slight review about building science, everything you ever wanted to know about keeping air and water out of the building envelope that we're afraid to ask. Mark, we'll then go into Mark. Mark's going to introduce some of our products so that you'll recognize them when you're out in the field, or if you see them in a specification, you'll know what they are, and he'll talk a little bit just about the properties of each. Then Mark's going to give a kind of a brief overview and an introduction to the multifamily market. He's going to be talking about different things you should look for, what the difference is between multifamily and commercial. Sometimes we see it, they build them like commercial projects, but they're still kind of residential. And he'll talk a little bit about the different products that are involved. Then Mark's going to take you through our installation guidelines for commercial installation. Then we'll break for lunch. And when we come back from lunch, he's going to actually do this may all slide a little bit depending on how long the time takes, but this is the initial agenda. And he's going to show you, actually do a hands-on demonstration with this wall that we have over here. We'll talk about a little bit about the field observation process, and then and actually the last two are kind of together. Instead of giving you a quiz, we're going to give you an exam. But never fear, because the exam will be, it's going to be open book, and we're going to help you with the answers. Okay? But we still want you to pay attention. Okay. Now, all this being said, one of the things we want to point out to you guys is that we can make available to you in Spanish install guides and some of this other material. So if you feel like you need that, Mike, I can send those to you.
Yeah, please, we'll have them, and we can put them on our server just in case people have to do them.
Yeah, okay, great.
That'd be great.
All right, so
Frank, I'm going to pass around the sign-in sheet here.
Please print your names legibly, because we will try to get you, each individual, a certificate. Plus, if you print your name legibly, I get reimbursed for lunch. Okay.
That's important.
You may be asking yourself, why are you here this morning, other than the fact that Mike told you to be here? And so, what are you going to learn today? Actually, Mark has been out on some of your jobs, and y'all are already doing a lot of the things that we require right. So we're kind of maybe preaching to the choir, but there may be some questions that you have that we will be able to answer today. And when you go out there, you'll be able to apply what you've learned today and make sure that you're performing well for your company to do a good install on our commercial wrap or commercial wrap D and flashing. And it'll make the GC happy, it'll make the architect happy, and it'll ultimately make the owner happy, because nobody likes water mitigation lawsuits or water getting in through a discontinuous surface. We'll talk about that. How is this going to benefit your company? Well, basically, becoming a certified commercial installer is going to help you out in marketing it when you go to bid jobs, because you can now offer them a 10-year product and labor warranty. And yes, that is available to anybody, but not everybody's gone through the certified installer training, and we're finding that more and more architects, matter of fact, I visited with one yesterday that is going to start putting in his specifications 10-year product and labor warranty to be installed by a certified installer. So they want to see that this is going to be installed properly and done by somebody that's gone through training. So at this point, do you have any questions? No? Okay. All right, we'll just kind of give you a brief overview of who DuPont is. And so DuPont, they don't just make Tyvek. They're into a lot of different things: appliances, apparels, wood, lumber, animal health solutions, paper, pulp, photovoltaic. They're a huge company, and they're into a lot of different things. So, and Tyvek itself, you would probably recognize if you've ever handled a FedEx envelope that's made out of Tyvek. The adhesive on that is basically our contractor's tape that's used to seal the envelopes. The white suits that you see people with, hazard suits, that's made out of Tyvek. So and this is just kind of a timeline of the different things, the different products that have evolved over the years. And Tyvek basically invented the wrap category many, many years ago, back in 1978. And as the years progressed, it became, instead of a product, it's moving more a systems approach. So you're finding a lot more products that will do this into your whole building envelope. You're finding that we've got flex wrap and tape, and commercial wrap D, which is basically our stucco wrap on steroids. Even through-wall flashing, the right type of fasteners, straight flash VF, which Mark will introduce some of these products to you. Even a commercial sealant. And now, I'll also talk to you about a foam that we have as well. So you can say that, as codes have become more stringent and more emphasis is being put on stopping air infiltration and bulk water penetration, it's not just a single product anymore. It has become more like a systems approach. To help you guys, the distributors, we don't know who these guys are, but the distributors, every Tyvek distributor has specialists like Mark and myself. So nationwide, there's probably, about 130 of us now, Mark? Mm-hmm. So no matter if you're doing a project here, or in Oklahoma, or in Louisiana, or Arkansas, there's a specialist that can go out and help you with pre-installation meetings, mock wall, and do observations. So you can always contact me to help put you in touch with something like that.
Yeah, y'all helped us out in the Midland. We did that UT Permian Basin. We had to do this big high house at the theater. Okay. And somebody, I don't know if it was you or someone who's out of Lubbock or something, came in and was able to help us. Probably our Jim. Yeah. So, but just like any other organization, we go through changes and
personnel changes and everything. So we'll make sure that we help guide you in the right direction. So what is the Commercial Certified Installer Program? It's to help you understand essential building science principles for air and moisture, be aware of best practices for job safety. I know that y'all do a great job. I've sat in on some of your sessions before talking about job safety, so we won't spend a lot of time on that. We just want to say about job safety that if you try to put another person's wrap on a job that we've been specified on, that it'll blow up on them. That's all I'm going to say about that. So, we want you to use the appropriate materials and tools needed. We all know that architects write foolproof, excellent specifications, and their details are always perfect.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. But what this is going to help you do is, just in case there's an architect out there that doesn't, when you're looking over the specs and the details, you'll be familiar with the products. You'll be maybe familiar with our install guideline, and you can request more information from that architect saying, are you sure this is the way you want to design? As an example of that, when I first came to this company about 4 years ago, the first commercial project I was on was about a 6 or 7 story apartment building, and they had a commercial rep specified on there, and when we were doing the observation, we noticed that they weren't putting any flashings in the window, and so then we went and looked at the prints, and there was no flashings called for, and we talked to the installer and the GC about it, said, "I want to question the architect on this." No, it's okay. Well, 3 years later, I get a call from the GC saying, "You need to come out and look, your product's failing." We go out there and look, and it's not our product, it's that there's no flashings around the window, and water was getting in. So, but we had, we had detailed documentation showing that. We pointed that out to them. So, by going through this class today, you'll be aware of some of these things that can help you and possibly help your GC and architect as well. So you'll be able to know the right products to install in the right sequence and the right way. The program itself is, the commercial certified installer program itself is basically going through this process, this training today, and stipulating that you have been certified. It gives you a leg up on the competition that's out there that may not be certified, especially as we're seeing architects becoming more and more concerned about the proper installation of weather barriers, be it a traditional building wrap or a fluid applied. And they're tired of walking, pulling up on job sites and seeing, like an example of building wrap, flapping in the wind because it hasn't been properly installed. And so, they're putting more qualifications in the specification, like 10-year product and labor warranties, and like being installed by a certified installer. So you're going to go through this training. You'll do the test, you'll have a field observation, and basically what will happen after that is, once we've gone through all that and certified it, we'll submit it to DuPont, and then they will shoot Dan Kane a document saying your company is hereby a certified installer. Now what that gets you is, it gets George D. Allen on our website and also DuPont's website as a commercial certified installer. So when an architect or a GC is working in an area and they want this, they can look and say, "Oh, George D. Allen," and they may call you to solicit a bid. So let's kind of go through a little bit of the building science of it. Why is it important to use a weather barrier, regardless of whether it's a fluid applied or whether it's a building wrap type product? Again, I've talked about an emphasis is being put now on air infiltration resistance and moisture management. Not just bulk water, but moisture management. And we'll talk a little bit about what that means. So the building envelope not only separates the conditioned air from the unconditioned air, and not only serves as aesthetics for that building, but it's also controls. Okay, the building envelope controls moisture, and it controls the flow of energy, and a lot of these things tie into using the right type of air and water barrier, helping your building maintain a comfortable atmosphere for the occupants, also maintain its durability and its longevity. So our product is different than a lot of the other ones. Unfortunately, Tyvek has become like Kleenex. Everybody now has a Me Too. How many competitors do we have out there?
Last time we checked, about 90 different house wraps out there.
Yeah. What you have to be aware of that not all of them are classified as type 1 air barriers.